Did you ever read a novel that tells you about a time traveler? Or a novel that can make you have a lot of questions about how the ending will be? Or maybe a romantic novel with the deep mystery that wrapped in one story? Did you ever read that three aspects in one single book? If your answer is no, just pay your best attention and continue to watch this video, and I will tell you one most recommended English novel that I have ever read. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Syarif Saifa Abiedillah from English Education of Syarif Hidayatullah State Islamic University, Jakarta. Today I'm gonna tell you about one fantastic novel from the romantic, scientific, and mystery genre by Erika Pensini with the title Forget Me Not. Before starting this novel review, I would like to show you some words from the previous reader that I got from www.goodreads.com and www.booksite.com. Okay, first one is Alexa from goodreads.com that said, great story with a nice twist. Read this in PDF format. I wouldn't recommend doing that. It made it seem like it was written by a child whose native language wasn't English. And then the second is their GB from booksite.com that said, so I have just started reading your story. First of all, have to say you must be quite proud to have finished your story. Iris is quite an interesting character, quite aware of herself. I look forward to reading more. The time traveler aspect is quite intriguing. Okay, whatever this go on, let's continue to my novel review. That the first time I inform you that this novel is an electric book, that it's mean you can download it from Google Play Store, then read it on your smartphone for free using Google Playbook. Check the description in this video below to see a link to the novel. The story of this novel is about 6 main characters that are told in 2 different centuries. So when we read this novel, chapter by chapter is arranged from 2 different viewpoints. The first chapter is from the first main character viewpoint, Iris Luna in present time. The second is from Caesarea Mercurius viewpoint in the past time. This style of storytelling with 2 plots and 2 viewpoints will continue until the end of this chapter of the novel. Before this, I told you that this novel is scientific, romantic, and mystery genre. Then, inside the story, you will learn much about chemist languages and activities with the potion, fever, flame, bottle, tube, formula, or even many discoveries in the laboratory. Then, a love story between 2 main characters with no boundaries will be a cup of sugar that will bring your feeling directly to what this main character felt. The night kiss, the most amazing idea according to my side, is about mystery. So how does the mystery exist in the story? Okay, the first time you read this novel, you will be faced directly with a conflict where Iris Luna was accused as the actor of killing action. But the question mark come along with a statement from the defender that what Iris Luna says today is what was she saw in 1866. Meanwhile, at the top of this chapter was written that the session was held in 1966. So, is there a time travel scan? This one the big mystery that will never be noticed by the reader until the end of the story in the last chapter. Another big mystery is about the 6 main characters. So inside this story, there were 3 characters in Iris' viewpoint at the present time. They are Iris herself, Caesar Mercury, and Otto Hermes. The 3 others main characters in the Caesar's viewpoint at the past time are Caesar himself, Irisha, and Rico Hermit. But the mystery is, chapter by chapter, when we read this story, we will frequently find such as there a connection among them, although they were told in a different century. So the question mark will be complete. Are they all the time travelers? Or is one of the main characters just being imagined? Or how? In the final chapter, every guess from the reader may be completely wrong. So there is no time traveler. The six main characters are only three. Iris is Eurasia, Mercury is Mercurio, and Otto Hermes is requirement. The killing action is truly done by Iris, but a long and amazing story preceded it. All the story is about the eternal love between Iris Lina and Caesar Mercurio since 1866, but it is such a incomplete revenge among them that bring the story 1 century ahead. Then, talking about the lack of this novel, the obstacle, maybe it's English vocabulary. For those who have lovely for science, this novel is two words as an outlook of knowledge and language vocabulary enrichment. But for those who do not prefer, even hate chemistry or science, the vocabulary may be a nightmare. The vocabulary such as sulfur dioxide, ephenes camping, kiloflavonoids, cyclinic glycoside, eucalyptus right, spectrometer, phenylphenol, octagonal rune, mercurial sol, suffix sulfur, primatrite, and many more, which are the term in laboratory actually laboratory research will appear along with the story. So the hard vocabulary will force the readers to take their dictionary rapidly for finding the meaning and get a better understanding. That is my critique of this novel. Yes, only about vocabulary. Besides it, every Pensini's success to make my curious feeling bring me until the end of the novel just for several days. This novel success gives me an outlook about perfect love and mysteries that make us feel amazing, even until the end of the story. How she arranged the novel by two plots, how she made the story full of mysteries in every chapter, how she told six characters with they are only three, in fact, how she chose different century as a time background, then how she gave the reader a precious moral value are two words and so amazing. Then how about the end? How about 1866 and 1966? How about that six character with only three actually? How can Iris Luna become a murderer? Or how the revenge appear among them? So for answering those questions, I strongly suggest you download the novel from Google Play Store as soon as possible and read it for free on Google Playbook. There are only 189 pages, but that will never let you disappointed. For you who feel get a high value when joining the English or chemistry exam, you should read this to make sure your understanding in that score. If you are not scientific people who hate a lot about chemistry, you should read this book because the love and mystery story will make you happy and curious. If you are not both, but exactly you are still need a nice inspiration, so this novel is going to be something precious for everyone to be the moral, everyone by the moral message inside it. From this novel, I learned something special. When other people give us a belief, we have to make it our commitment and keep that person believing well. The same aspect with the true love. Then everything we made for another person might be what we will get in the future. So just be kind and be kind. Okay, uh, that all what can I tell you for this stage. I'm so sorry if you find many mistakes from my English pronunciation or grammatical use. But If you are Indonesian native and cannot get well understanding from this video, I have written this novel review in Indonesian on my website at haloparagraph.com. Click the link in the description below to read. Okay. Let's see you in the next time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.